What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. Today I have a massive video for you guys. We did a huge expansion and AngryDeathTruck accidentally built the new tallest building in the city. So we have a lot to do in this episode. So let's get started because today is going to be quite a long video. This is about 3 weeks of building. So on April 27th of this year, this is what the north side of the city looked like, and currently this is what the side of the city looks like. So we are going to fill in about 4 city blocks worth of buildings, which took quite a long time, and these 2 buildings right here are mega tall buildings. So it all started with some pretty little squares on the grass, marking out where I wanted to put the buildings. And then I started right away building in this orange square, just a small little 8-floor mid-rise. This is just a generic office building, just something to kill some time before Angry got on and started building his building. I just wanted to put something on the ground before he got on. So with that being said, I am now going to kick it over to AngryDeathTruck to show you how he built the tallest building in Matadora.
Hello again, my name is AngryDeathTruck, and I am free once again from the basement. Thank you, Greg. So, as for today, I'm going to be building the tallest building in Matadora right now. The building right now in question that we're looking at is sort of a building I wanted to do in, like, sections. I kind of did the technique Greg usually does, which is start with the skyscraper portion before I work on the other portions. So what I did here and what the idea was these sort of sections where each individual section would get stacked up and triangulated accordingly after the entire structure reached its final height. The original final height was supposed to be 180 blocks tall. This wouldn't really leave it with much room to go any higher. However, with Greg's permission, I was able to extend it up to 200. Unintentionally, this building became structurally the tallest building in Matadora, I think. I may or may not have added a few blocks to the spires, like 5 or 6 blocks. Don't tell Greg or he might beat me up. As for the building itself, the sections that go in are meant to make the building look taller if you're standing from it from the ground level. You also have the spires on top. Of course, Greg helped me with those, as well as the lobby section. The lobby section ended up with a parking garage on one side and the actual lobby on the other side. The building itself is owned by one of my own companies in my own city, that company being called Rainbow Corp. Sort of an oil tycoon. I had like an extensive lore on them in my city, but I decided to kind of drop the lore. I figured it was an already existing company. Real life companies don't like it when you build stuff in Minecraft, so it's better to go fictional. And then finally, for the building itself, billboards were placed on a side, and just doing that sort of street level billboard adds so much to your city. But that being said, I'll return this back to Greg. Thank you so much for having me on again. Do not trap me in your bait. No, 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 no!
Huge shout out to AngryDeathTruck. His skyscraper looks amazing in the Matadora skyline. I did not trap him in my basement because I live in Florida, and in Florida, we do not have basements. So rest assured, Angry is okay. Although that was pretty funny. So while AngryDeathTruck was occupied building his tower, I was working on the various other buildings on this city block. I believe there was only 3 other buildings on this block, but I was building them right here. I was doing some older style, just like mid-rises and some really cool Spanish style builds that I think turned out really, really, really good. So you may have noticed that there was a second building, and you may be wondering, where did this one come from, because it's almost as tall as Angry's building. Well, this started with Ranx. Ranx started the building but then got really busy with life and couldn't finish it, so then I ended up finishing it for him. This is based off of a real building. It is 1060 Brickell Avenue in Miami, Florida. A very generic, tall, high-rise condo building. I think the design on the top is really cool, very Art Deco-ish. So here you see Mr. Ranx beginning. He did start building on this particular city block, but then I did end up moving his building across the street because just the way the skyline worked, his building worked better across the street. But yeah, you're gonna get to see Ranx start the building and then me finish it up. It was at this point that yours truly took over the building, and I started doing the roof first because I felt that made the most sense. So the roof was kind of complicated. There's a lot of different setbacks, and the floor plan had to change several times as it went up, but I feel like I nailed it really well, and it looks really accurate to the real thing. And then on the bottom 5 floors, I kind of just had to wing it and kind of come up with something on my own. I couldn't model this off the real thing because my plot of land is slightly different because of the highway there. But I basically just did a 5-story parking garage, and then on top of that is going to be a massive pool deck with a giant pool party. With all of the walls on the bottom floor, this building is now complete. While Ranx was beginning to start his building, I started laying out these other 2 city blocks with rectangles to be built on. I did eventually fill all of these, it just took forever. As you can see here, I started a nice little mid-rise and then 2 really small buildings right next to it. Now this build was very fun and unique to build because this is a gas station, but half of it is kind of squeezed in underneath the highway here because this plot of land was very weird because of the way the highway runs. So I thought that the gas station here worked really well, and I think it looks really cool. And then after that, I wanted to build a very mid-century looking mid-rise. I've been really into mid-century lately, and this one I feel like really nails that mid-century look, and yeah, I think it just looks really cool. This is the spot where Ranx originally started building his tower, but I had him move it. I felt like some shorter buildings here would help the skyline kind of spread out a little bit more rather than having just all the buildings clumped together. In the yellow square, I did not want to build any structures as it would not allow sunlight to hit the street, so I decided to do a parking lot instead, but I did do a double-decker parking lot so that way more cars could park. There was only like 20 parking spots and I thought that was kind of useless. And then I just have one more spot left in this block. I decided to fill this space with just a short little 6th floor condo building, apartment, whatever you want to call it. Nothing too crazy, just a filler building. And just when I thought that I was maybe almost done building, I was confronted with the fact that I still had 7 more squares laid out over here in the corner that I had completely forgot about. So here goes 7 more buildings. An extreme amount of time went into this video, so if you really enjoyed it, hit that like button, and if you really enjoyed it, hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. I will catch you all in the next episode. I'm going to expand a little bit on the beachfront a little bit, because that needs some attention, and from there, I don't know. Catch you guys in the next episode. See ya. Bye.